So, good afternoon everyone and welcome to the Sunset Safari. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jamie and I have Andrew on camera with me, and on the Wendy, which is the other vehicle, we have Steph and his cameraman Brian. So it promises to be a very, very interesting sunset safari. So for those of you who might have missed all of the action that happened on the sunrise safari this morning, we heard reports, very, very sadly, that the Birmingham boys, the coalition of 5 young male lions who've been moving into this area and sort of challenging the 2 big Matimba male lions, had actually killed 2 out of the 3 Styx cubs. Now we can confirm that at the moment there was 1 surviving cub who went south with their mom towards the protection of the 2 Matimba males who were maybe about 1 kilometer south of the position of where the Birmingham boys killed those 2 cubs. So very, very sad events of this morning. Unfortunately, it is just all part of the lion dynamics and the way that it works out here, and in terms of keeping the genetics fresh. But it's certainly been a surprise. I personally didn't expect the Birminghams to act quite as quickly as they did, but we did know that this sort of event was on the cards and it was going to happen at some point fairly soon. So shortly after doing that, they crossed into Djuma, which is where we are at the moment. And for those of you who might be joining us for the first time, we are in a little tiny part of the Sabi Sands in the Greater Kruger area, and we are on a live safari. So everything that you are seeing now and what is happening right here in the Sabi Sands is what you are watching on your screens. So the Birmingham boys crossed up here to where Steph had actually been spending the morning with the Nkuhuma Pride, who were on a buffalo kill, and they chased the Nkuhumas off and moved into the position, which is where we are now. I know that Steph, who was on Wendy, was off looking for the Nkuhuma Pride. And just while we're talking about that, a big thank you to all of the people who kept us up to date, all of the viewers and the zoomies, in terms of the fact that the Nkuhumas were at the Djuma Dam camera. So thank you for your updates. We have found them very, very useful, and it's a great way for us to start getting an idea of the movements. Just to let you know roughly where we are, the buffalo carcass is probably about maybe less than 75 meters from where we are now. And at the moment, we only have visual of one of the Birmingham boys. As I was pulling in here, I managed to see 2 more of them at the back, but unfortunately it's very, very thick, dense block, as you can see in front of us. This was actually the best angle that we could get to see this particular lion. But it's interesting to note, Andrew and I sat with this carcass for about half an hour after drive had finished, just to see what was happening. And although there was plenty of vulture activities, we counted more than 60 vultures and at least 1 Cape vulture, which is fairly unusual for this area. These lions, these Birmingham boys, are in fact so full. Bless you. I'm talking, excuse me, hold on a second. These lions are so full that they weren't even going to try and defend the carcass from the vultures. So ultimately, from the kill they were consuming on Torchwood yesterday and then their evening's slightly murderous activities, they are now exhausted and in the shade and haven't even bothered to consume that carcass. So the ultimate victors today seem to have been the vultures, who've almost finished off everything. There's hardly anything left, and there's actually hardly any vultures left as well, which is quite surprising. So that was a little bit of a rundown on what's been happening here. As you can see, we've got this young Birmingham boy. This is only my 3rd time seeing them, and I can't believe how extraordinarily big they are. Here he goes, showing off his impressive teeth. They are young. This one looks to be about 4 years old, possibly even, yeah, let's put him at around 4. Maybe a little bit older, but his mane isn't coming in yet. Still very, very young, but very large in size. He is looking a little bit battle scarred. They all of the Birmingham boys are starting to look a little bit scratched up. They've got fresh scars along their faces. And he definitely has the very pink nose and very intact canines of a young lion. And these 5 boys, if all of them do survive, are going to be a serious force to be reckoned with. Oh. So guys, I think it's time for us to link back across to Steph. Unfortunately, he has got the corpse of one of the cubs. I'm going to send you back across to Steph. We'll be back with you later.